Alright guys, so today I'm making a video about the Ghost Spider and the Web Warriors in Doom Raids. Here you can see my team, and this is actually this is a video of a video because I need to be recording my voice over this. But here you can see my team. I got bits unlucky on the red stars and Ghost Spider, but actually after this video I pulled a 5 red star on the Elite 5 on her, so that's good. There you can see my Ghost Spider. Gear tier 15, there I'm putting the last T4 on her. ISO level 3 blue Raider, which seems to be the best option for Ghost Spider and most of the new Web Warriors. They have some synergy with crits, and here's one reason why: because the special with Raider will always crit, so that way you can always do that ability block on someone with the special, and that's actually quite nice, and they are pretty fast, so you can do those quite often. And yeah, of course, I think the best test for this team is the Doom Raids at the moment. And even though we don't have the full team, we can get some sort of an idea how they work in here. So here I'm going, bio is my last node, and this is actually our push attempt for 100%. I'm on the outer lane, and I'm putting these guys in this order because I'm using the symbiotes in the middle because they can heal themselves pretty well. I'm using Miles Morales there in the back to cut off some chains, and I'm using Spider-Man on the other side, and I'm using Ghost Spider on the other side, where Miles actually can cut off those chains by being stealth. So that's the idea, and hopefully I can get the squishiest of my tunes to be not killed in these nodes. Yeah, 791,000. You can see my ISOs over there. I think Spider-Man as a skirmisher and Miles as striker and Gwen as raider is the correct choice. I might totally change my mind once I get to test out the rest of the team, but at the moment it feels like the best options for them. All right. So first of all, we have a nasty Emma over there, and and we can easily disrupt, or not disrupt, but actually do some harm to her by turn meter rewinding and slowing her down, so we can actually land those debuffs. There you can see the special from Gwen, and we can actually do that ability block on Doctor Strange. And there's the special from Spider-Man, getting those slows and defense downs, and extending those seems like an excellent idea. Alright, so let's take a few buffs for the symbiotes and as well for the Web Warriors. And everything seems to be quite nice. There's a steady flow of buffs for the team because of Spider-Man's passive, and of course anti-venom and the rest of them. Here you can see we can actually do the blind on someone because I have T4 in this. So if you have Miles Morales in the team, we can blind someone with slow. And I'm pondering whether I should be blinding Scarlet Witch or Ghost. And I'm thinking Ghost might do the ultimate here, so I was reasoning to myself that I should be blinding Ghost instead of Scarlet Witch. Scarlet Witch will be doing the ultimate, so that doesn't matter too much because we only have that one ability block on Spider-Man symbiote. Of course, her passive just spread that to Miles, but it doesn't hurt too much. These guys are so fast; they're out of the picture, those ability blocks, even though like faster than we can even blink. And at this point, I'm mostly just wondering whether I should be saving my cooldowns for the next node, but yeah, it feels like we have to do this. The ultimate is so great, spreading around all those debuffs to everyone, disrupt, slow, defense up, well, defense down, there's not much more we can ask for with these kinds of enemies. Of course, if we had blind, that would be even better. But yeah, at this point, it's mostly just about saving your cooldowns and preparing for the next node. But as you can see, we have we have a lot of buffs going on in the team, and they're cycling through them. Like we have all kinds of buffs going on all the time, and that seems to be one of the culminations with the web warriors. And that's also something that you need to be thinking about when you're playing with these guys, because there's at least one weakness to the team, and that is disrupt. So, and actually, this is not my original idea. I heard this from Remen X. So, shout out to him. That's awesome. I really enjoy Remen X's streams. So, if you ever get to see his streams or our videos, please do watch them and like and subscribe his videos as well. He's an excellent guy, and I really like him. And yeah, of course, credit to the whoever uh, noticed that first, and I think Ramonex is the first one to actually at least make a video about it. But yeah, for example, in the second node, we have a few characters that we need to be worrying about. For example, Graviton has that passive that he can actually do some. I'm not quite sure how it works, but I think he can do some disrupts by with some debuffs going on, or people dropping below 50 or something like that. I can't quite remember, but I feel like Graviton was one of those guys that actually can do those nasty disrupts, which would be really painful for this team, or at least the web warriors. So that's why I'm sort of trying to take care of those characters firstly. And here you can see we have like few characters to worry about here. One is definitely Philowell doing the cleanse, which is always nasty, and we have 3 of them in this node. I don't think we need to be worrying about too much about the rest of the characters in this wave. But on the second wave, when there's like Moon Knight and White Tiger and Philowells, that's definitely a harder wave. But it's looking pretty under control at this point. And I'm just wondering whether I should be doing some blinds. Yeah, let's do blind on Cable. And since our anti-venom is a striker, that double tapping is really beneficial. We can do a lot of debuffs on them, and hopefully we can either drain them out or spread those nasty debuffs around. At this point, I could be using my ultimate. I'm actually deciding to use that, and if you can see over here, it was sort of wasted because there's only 2 characters left that have those, and I don't need to worry about them too much. So I probably should have just saved that for the next wave and take care more of about those dangerous characters that we have in this wave, which are the 2 Philowells, Moon Knight and White Tiger. So yeah, I'm definitely targeting Moon Dragon in here. Sorry, I'm always mixing up Moon Dragon and Moon Knight, but yeah, I'm targeting Moon Knight in this way because that first turn ultimate that he does with the debuffs is super devastating for at least for the symbiotes, and I'm sort of like anticipating that the same sort of problems that the symbiotes might have might also be the problems that would be something to at least notice when fighting with the web warriors. We actually lost our anti-venom here with a bit of unlucky RNG. They were just like focusing on him a bit too much, but it doesn't matter too much. This is looking like it's under control, so we don't need to be worrying about this too much. If I remember right, we actually got the Philowell cleanse in here. We're just cleaning up that offense down. Yeah, there's the cleanse, so they have a lot less of those debuffs, but it's still looking quite nice. We are at good health. Still 4 characters left, so I don't think we need to be worrying about it just too much. But there you can see that Simple Spider-Man is close to dying, but luckily he can actually get back up quite easily with all the debuffs. And I'm just wondering which are the last characters to be killing here. I decided to use that ultimate in there to Bishop just to make sure that he doesn't do the ultimate, and there was a bit luck in there because that's chained to Bishop, and I didn't get to I didn't get the hit from Bishop, and that way I didn't need to be healing any more of our characters before the boss node. But yeah, um, almost got timed out, but it was mostly because I was explaining what I was doing and thinking about my turns and my abilities while I was doing it. And yeah, that's about it. I made actually a separate video on the boss node because on the first try when I went to the boss node, I stumbled to a bit of a problem, and I'm actually uh, having a better video on this second try. The problem was that even though Ghost Spider has 100% crit chance with the special, um, and that should be landing ability block on anyone who it hits. But there's one thing that we need to be thinking about, and that's a natural block. So if the character blocks, it doesn't crit, and if it doesn't crit, it doesn't land the ability block. And that was the reason that I actually lost the first attack, because the ability block didn't land on Doom when I wanted it to land, and I got just exploded by Doom's ultimate. So I backed out and wanted to try it again. And then I noticed that yeah, Doom gets those deflects, and yeah, that deflect of course is something to worry about, because that will be quarantine block, and quarantine block means that you won't be critting, and won't be critting means that you won't be doing that ability block. So yeah, that was the story of the first try on the boss node. But on the second try, we got it done, and here you can see how I'm working with this. So I think we got most of our abilities ready, and we're just cleaning those taunts and defense downs. I'm actually not liking rescue on these nodes because rescue can, well, the barrier is not too dangerous, but the cleanse definitely is. So I'm sort of like, I want her out of the board as soon as possible, so I don't have to worry about that cleanse. And it's sort of a balance, trying to get as many debuffs as you can on one character, and trying to get her or them down as low as you can before you start to spread those debuffs around. And over here, I think we decided to go with the ability block firstly on Doom, because this is Doom's second turn, and we want to make sure that that doesn't happen, or the ultimate doesn't happen. So there's the ability block, and now it critted, so that's good. And now we're just doing some basics, some defense downs going in there. Double tapping Doom, getting some more bleeds in there. And yeah, the Miles Morales basic cleaning those buffs is really nice. And now we can actually spread those ability blocks and those bleeds and defense downs and slows and everything to everyone. I'm not quite sure if all of the debuffs were spread. I'm not sure if the ability checks for each debuff separately, or does it have like one check. But anyways, I'm not sure if those ability blocks are hidden under the debuffs. If you can see the number over there, like 5 on Doom, on 5 on Scarlet Witch, and 4 on Coulson, so they could be under there. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, definitely still super devastating when you can do that much debuffs on one ability. So that's freaking awesome. All right, so we have definitely like priority targets in here. So we have that Sharon Carter, which can actually do some disrupts, and I'm really not liking that. So that's why I I decided to stun Sharon Carter. We have, of course, uh, the fan favorite Captain Sam, which is definitely one of the characters that I prioritize really highly on raids because all of his abilities are super strong, and I don't want those to be landing. So yeah, I think I went with the basic over there and just didn't do anything. Or might have gone with the special. I can't remember quite right, but we can probably see in the next turn. But anyways, if I try to do that ability block, it didn't land on. No, I went with the basic, and it's actually there you can see I actually tried with the um, special on Black Bolt, and it didn't land. And I'm not quite sure. I would love to see like a battle log on these nodes, because I'm not quite sure if he actually did like natural block, which is I think possible. So that's why the ability block didn't land on him, but it doesn't matter too much, so I'm not too worried about it. Yeah, at this point, I'm just going for auto, and I'm just explaining my targeting at the moment. Definitely seeing that rescue over there, so yeah, let's go for rescue, because I don't want rescue to do her a nasty business, because he can actually, yeah, be quite harmful. And alright, so we're just continuing on rescue, and we have all the buffs in the world, so it's looking good, but we're sort of behind on time. As you can see, I only have like 20 seconds left, and I was worried about whether I could be getting this done in time or not. But let's see, in about 10 seconds more, and we can see if we can one-shot this or not. But there you can see it's getting real close. Oh, come on, do it. Oh yeah, oh yeah. 0 seconds. 0 seconds left, and still got the victory. All right. So that's it. That's how the web warriors work, or the current web warriors work in Doom raids. And yeah, some sort of ending words. They're proving to be exactly as potent as I thought they would be. And you have to remember that uh, these guys are super synergistic, if that's the correct word, but they need each other. They have to have the full team to really work. And they work this well already with just 3 of them. So I'm super confident that when you have all 5 of them, they will be kicking some ass. That's for freaking certain. That's my estimate of the team. And I will be most likely just autoing and not even picking targets with this team in Doom 2.2, hopefully tomorrow, when we have to release the last of the characters. But yeah, that's my estimate. They are gonna be freaking awesome, and if you have the chance to grab these guys, you probably should. And I'm sure that these guys will have a long-lasting future, and in the future, like Doom 3 or even beyond that, these guys will most likely be usable. So a long shelf life. So that's what I'm expecting. But yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed. If you liked the video, if you got any ideas of it, anything, if you have any questions, please ask me. I always love to answer any questions if I get them. And yeah, if you liked it, please like, subscribe, you know the deal, and see you on the next video. Bye!